You're watching One-on-One Sports, hosted by Eric Kendall and Christian Binder, with resident experts Tom Waterman, Greg Brzezowski, and Alex Rosenbaum, Billy O'Riordan, and Josh Norris, Robert Woner, and Michael Heil. Paulo de la Feld and Alex Sharon. Christine Williams and Aaron Moger. Welcome to One-on-One Sports.
Hello and welcome to another episode of One-on-One Sports. I'm Eric Kendall.
And I'm Christian Binder. It's been a while, but we are back and better than ever. So without any further ado, here are your starting five.
Super Bowl 45 has come and gone, and the Green Bay Packers are the last team standing. What the game might be most remembered for is its seating fiasco, leaving 400 fans without a place to sit. Christian, what do you make of this? It's the Super Bowl. 400 people show up, and they say, hey, you have no seat. What is that all about?
This is horrible on the part of the entire Cowboys organization. They had the entire Super Bowl week to fix this seating problem, and they waited until the day of to fix it. What was going through their heads is my question.
It's interesting because it was the fire marshal that came in and said, it's too many people, we can't have this. I guess he decided to come in on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
This is when they made the announcement. The people showed up ready to watch the game.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine going there and be like, yes, I'm going to the Super Bowl, and then, sorry.
But let's take a look at the aftermath. These people are now trying to sue the NFL for this. Their teams are in the game. Green Bay Packer fans.
I don't understand it. They got a really great deal. They got triple face value for their cards. They got a Super Bowl ticket to anyone they want. I mean,
they were actually on the field for the celebration afterwards.
What do they want?
It's a classic sign of greed in America. People want more than $2,400, which they're getting, which is more than the $800 they got for their tickets. It's a sad sight, but they can do what they want.
Now that college football's National Signing Day has passed, some people have said that the SEC has once again come out on top. Eric, what team did the best, and did any team surprise you?
Yeah, there were a couple of surprises. Obviously, the SEC is going to be on top for a while. Every kid wants to play there. They over-recruit. They recruit more than 30 people for maybe 25 spots. Yep. So it shows that a lot of kids want to go there, even though they're not guaranteed a roster spot. The team that surprised me was Clemson out of the ACC.
Really?
A top 10 recruiting class by a lot. Not a whole lot of beef, not a whole lot of offensive, defensive linemen, but the skill positions, we're talking some major studs.
I got to go with the ACC too. Florida State, I know they recruit well all the time, but Jimbo Fisher in his first year, an offensive-minded head coach, lands 4 five-star recruits at every position. He's got 4 5-star recruits, 2 on the defensive line, 1 at linebacker, and 1 at safety. Sure. That's unbelievable.
Well, it's a tremendous job, and Florida State always recruits. It's about developing, though. They've recruited for the last 10 years really well. Let me see it on the field. That's what I want to see from Florida State. So it's an understatement to say the Cleveland Cavaliers have struggled this season. The Cavs' losing streak, which reached 26 before finally taking out the Clippers, was good enough for the NBA's all-time longest. Christian, what do you make of the Cavs' woes?
I can tell you one thing, and one thing only. This is all it is. It's all about LeBron James and how much he meant to this team. Because the roster is not that much different from last year. They lost LeBron and Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and they're absolutely terrible now. Yeah,
well, that's nice of you saying they lost Zydrunas Ilgauskas. It's about one guy.
It's about LeBron.
Let's put it in perspective here. People compare him to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has a better resume, probably the best all-time player. But even in his leave of absence to go play baseball, whatever he did, the Bulls were still a playoff team.
Yeah, and then he came back and they were great again.
He came back and they were championship caliber, but the Bulls were still in the 26 straight losses. That shows you the tremendous amount of need they have for that star player.
Yeah, you just can't explain how much LeBron really meant to this team. And again, this season, he's an MVP favorite.
Yeah.
So,
you feel bad for the team, you feel bad for the city, and the water may be poisoned for future stars to come in with the owner saying all that about LeBron.
The list of sports rivalries is long and storied, but out of all of them, where does the Duke-UNC basketball rivalry rank?
Well, to me, it's the most long-standing. It's definitely number one in college basketball.
Absolutely, no
question. But we're talking about the large-scale, all of sports. It's tough to say because the timeliness of rivalries, like you would say Ohio State, Michigan in football. But Michigan's been awful lately, so people say, it's not really that much of one.
It's not really a rivalry unless both teams win pretty consistently.
Yeah, and this is the rivalry you point to.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
They both
do. I mean, in my mind, it's right up there with like Yankees, Red Sox.
Sure.
Because both sides really, really hate each other in every game. Just the passion in the crowd is unmatched. And I love watching these games.
Yeah, for me, I have a little bit of I like college football a little better because it's one game. You see them one time a year.
Right.
It's one day out of the year that you get to match your opponent. So I would say Army-Navy for me is probably number one.
Wow.
UNC Duke, top 5. If you're topping your sport, you're in the list of the top 5.
No question.
The financial problems of Mets owner Fred Wilpon are no longer a secret, and it's getting to the point of maybe affecting the team's roster. So, Christian, where do you see the Mets going in the future, and who could possibly be another owner? It's getting that bad.
Well, it is that bad, and I think that Fred Wilpon has to look at this now and say, I got to sell the team. And who better to sell it to than one Mark Cuban?
I had a feeling you're going to go there.
Mark Cuban wants a part of everything. He can't get the Cubs. Well, hey, why not the Mets? You know, he's a great owner. The guy is made of money. And what does a New York team need more than money? So,
yeah. That's a little bit of a fantasy, dude. I mean, Mark Cuban he would bring a lot of energy out there. New York could use an exuberant guy like Mark Cuban. He'd probably get himself in some trouble, too. But if you want to look at a real possibility, look at Charles Wang. I know it's not someone you hear about. He's the current owner of the New York Islanders, the hockey team. They're looking to relocate near the Meadowlands, not the Meadowlands, where the Mets stayed at Citi Field. They're looking to build their new stadium out there. He could be a great resource for them, actually building, and it could actually happen. Mark Cuban's a bit of a stretch.
Right. We have to take a quick commercial break, but when One-on-One returns, I'll be joined by Billy O'Riordan and Joey Accordino to break down some college basketball. Stick around.